Welcome back. As I mentioned in the introduction, this building is still under construction and has been through several series, has been under construction. There's some drilling that's going on sporadically, and I'll try to edit some of that out, but we will try to use that to remind ourselves of what a win-win means. A win-win means that I win by pursuing my personal vision statement, but the other person wins by receiving it and it meets some need that they have or some desire that they have. The fellows drilling, removing the scaffolding around this building, they are helping me by having a place to work, and I can help them by the way I treat them when I leave this building, by greeting them, by being respectful, by being courteous, by being genuine, and treating them like a real human being and not just a worker bee, a cog in the machine. Because if you remember, my personal vision statement involves helping people or teaching people to be a whole person, not just in what we believe, but in what we feel and what we do. So if I live that with them, then it's a win for me because I'm presenting it, and it's a win for them because they're receiving it, and they're experiencing the fact that somebody who works in this building appreciates who they are and what they do. Hope that makes some sense. Dr. Covey tells us that this win-win is more than just pleasant-sounding phraseology, that a win-lose relationship eventually becomes a lose-lose relationship or situation. For example, if I feel like I'm winning because I'm producing these videos that has good information, but it doesn't really fit what you need, if it's not practical and being helpful to you, then you're losing by watching it. You're wasting time. It's a win-lose relationship, and will eventually become a lose-lose relationship, because if you're wasting time by watching it, I'm wasting time by making it, and I could be doing other things. So a win-lose always eventually becomes a lose-lose. Secondly, if our personal vision statement is truly good for others, we need to bring it to their known needs. We need to discern, and that's looking a little bit ahead to seeking to understand before we seek to be understood. We need to know what is it that they need in their life. What are they seeking, so that we are bringing that to fit their needs. In order to do that, however, each of us is going to have to grow from dependence on others to independence to interdependence. And that's kind of a measure of emotional growth or emotional intelligence. All of us start off by being dependent on others. We're dependent on our parents, we're dependent on our cultures and societies to tell us how to live, to trust them for their wisdom, obviously physical needs of safety and food and others. And then we grow typically into independence, not needing them. But we don't want to be the Lone Ranger out there trying to live life all by ourselves. It is most healthy for a win-win to grow into interdependence. How can we be helpful to others, and how can they be helpful to us? So it's a win-win, because those types of relationships sustain each other. I'm not just out there doing things on my own with no one reciprocating, nobody appreciating or using that I'm bringing them, so that I'm just out flapping in the wind, but a truly interdependent relationship that is mutually beneficial. That means we're going to need to work with others to identify the key issues and results for a fully acceptable solution. What do they see as the main problems? Can we agree on what the needs are? Because out of the need is going to come an articulation of what the solution looks like. And that solution can't stand in a void. It's got to actually result in a product or a process that is mutually beneficial. So to work with them on agreeing on the issues or the problems, the path forward, and what the end results will look like, so that we both have buy-in, me to present my PVS and them to receive it, and possibly bring their own personal vision statement that will be part of my buy-in. So seeking their emotional buy-in must also involve their practical commitment to our PVS. Not just that they're excited, but some detail. Who, what, when, how, and why are they going to be part of the process in receiving or joining with or pursuing my personal vision statement? That's only going to come if I have buy-in from them, if they want it. But there needs to be more than just a desire. There needs to be a specific plan of how we're going to move forward or how they're going to receive the way that I move forward. On points of tension, we need to negotiate for win-win, not compromise for a lose-lose, meaning that I'll give this up if you give that up. It's always better, again, to think, how can I gain and you gain too? Because then we're more likely to follow through with that plan. If we perceive it, well, I'm giving this up and you're giving that up, then we're less likely to pursue it. And that's not just wordsmithing it. That is really emphasizing what we're gaining instead of emphasizing what we're giving up. And lastly, to measure our success of our strategy to win-win by our actual following. Are people behind us as we move forward? Are they joining us? Are they not just saying they're in support? Do their actions show that they want to move in the same direction or receive the direction that I'm moving in or that you're moving in? Hope that makes sense. If it does, tune in next time. We'll take a look at the next habit of highly effective people, and I hope to see you then.